Also, make us to be more alert to work with the sectors. As my colleague in New York said, I mean, we're the sort of the interface between the government and its partners outside. And I think it is now quite appreciated, and it was emphasized in the audience with the Vice President that sectors should be more responsive to what is being sent to them in the interest of the government and the people of the Gambia.
As the diplomats wrapped up their meeting with a group photo, another veteran Gambian, Dr. Mam Juf, waited to meet Dr. Yai Sedi. Dr. Juf has just hung up his boots after a long career at the ECOWAS Commission.
The main thrust of my mission here was to convey my gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency President Jammeh for the support I have had over the years during my tenure in ECOWAS, and for the unflinching support I have always had from the Gambia government. I thought it would be remiss on my part if I do not come in to say thank you to the government and to wish them well.
Dr. Mam Juf has meanwhile given his commitment to Dr. Yai Sedi to contribute in any way he can to the development of the country, whilst at the same time hoping that the country will consolidate the gains already registered. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
Representatives of institutions with stakes in the education sector and leading policymakers are reviewing the 2004-2015 education policy. The midterm review, called by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, will identify challenges that cropped up during the implementation of the first phase of the policy document and identify means of meeting the education-related Millennium Development Goals by 2015. We have more in this report by Babakar Kamara.
The 2004 to 2015 education policy is once again gaining momentum as stakeholders and its very architects gathered for a day's midterm review.
In revising our policy, we need to bear in mind that it's not only our 2004-2015 policy that we are revising, but we need to also consider the issues that we have signed up to regarding education for all, which had also set targets for 2015.
The 10 years blueprint subsides its initial review period in 2009 due to factors considered by officials as a landmark success in their drive to provide quality education for all.
It should have happened in 2009, but it had to be delayed because we did not want to revise it and do the country status report just to find out that there are issues coming out of the exercise that would warrant some new policy pronouncements.
The day's synergy attracted stakeholders and experts within the education sector and tasked participants to come out with all-arching strategies that will lead the course of a new education subsector. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
A man who has been standing trial for masterminding the armed attack on the Farafenni military barracks in 1996 has been handed the death sentence. The incident for which Abdoulaye Sonko was being tried claimed the lives of 5 military personnel. Ibrahima Jatta was in the courtroom when Justice Emmanuel Amadi delivered his judgment, and this is his report.
Abdoulaye Sonko has been proceeding for nearly 8 years since prosecutors arraigned him in 2004 on 3 charges of treason and 6 counts of murder. State prosecutors had alleged that on or about the 8th of November 1996, Abdoulaye Sonko, Mbalo Kante, Omar Damfa, Suleiman Sarr and Yaya Drame, along with others at large, endeavored to overthrow the democratically elected government of the Gambia by force of arms. 6 other counts of murder on the bill of indictments also alleged that the accused caused the death of 5 soldiers who died during the said armed attack on the Farafenni barracks. Prosecution called 6 witnesses during the trial, in which the accused denied all accusations against him. The court, which was fully packed with observers, journalists and relatives of the accused, was given a summary of the evidence by the presiding judge, Emmanuel Amadi, who examined in piecemeal the entire evidence made by the witnesses. Amadi related the evidence led by the second witness of prosecution about a group in Liberia whose objective was to effect change through the barrel of the gun. Amadi stated that Sonko was charged with others who have already been prosecuted and convicted in 1997. The judge revealed that Mbalo Kante, a convict in that case, who took part in the armed attack, was one of the witnesses who testified in the trial and had identified the accused person as the mastermind of the attack, not Kukoy Sambasanyang. Other witnesses, like the 6th prosecution witness, had also put the accused at the scene of attack and had identified him as a bearded man who has no beards now. The judge extensively deliberated over the evidence of the 6th prosecution witness who had testified as an eyewitness during the attack, while revealing details of how the witness related his capture at gunpoint when he was awakened by gunshots being fired by men he said were not army officers. The presiding judge explained how the rebels looted the camp of arms, ammunition and food items before loading them in a car and their subsequent displacement by the army, which later stalled the armed attack. In his defense, Sonko had rebuffed the allegations against him and denied ever seeing his alleged co-conspirators. The main contention of defense is that there was no meeting of minds, but the presiding judge explained that other documents admitted by prosecution, including the statement of Mbalo Kante to the police, where he revealed a consensus signed by a host of people he named together with the accused person as members of a group calling itself the Provisional Ruling Council, sufficiently proves this issue. The court, according to Amadi, had found that the signatures on the said document corresponded with those of the accused. After taking judicial notice of others charged at large by prosecutors for their involvement, the presiding judge asked if the accused was really one of them in his final analysis. Amadi revealed that Kante's statement on the list of names of people, including the accused, who were taken to Liberia by Kukoy Sambasanyang to prepare them for an armed attack, provided just the evidence to prove the meeting of minds and Sonko's part in the plot. Justice Amadi subsequently found the accused guilty on all counts except the second. In his mitigation, the defense counsel for the accused person told the High Court that his client had come to the Gambia seeking to settle with his family and to put the past behind him. While describing him as married with many children, the defense lawyer asked the court to temper justice with mercy. S.H. Mbahum, the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, confirmed Abdoulaye Sonko as a first offender without any previous convictions.
On count 1 and count 9, the accused is sentenced to life imprisonment in each of the counts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, the accused is sentenced to death in each of the counts. May God have mercy on the soul.
Justice Emmanuel Amadi subsequently handed Sonko a life imprisonment on counts 1 and 9, while sentencing him to death on the remaining counts. The convict was duly reminded of his right to appeal. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. The fisheries sector is a source of livelihood for a good number of people, but the industry can also be fraught with dangers, especially during the rainy season, when the forces of nature unleash their wrath on the seas. GRTS's Momoda S. Jalo tells us more about the effects of bad weather on the fisherfolk and their catch.
Fishing is a difficult profession at any time, but the rainy season brings with it even more problems and dangers. On nights when the heaven boasts, fishermen must stay at home, unable to make a living. Those who venture out to sea may not come back. Last year alone, some 24,000 fishermen died around the world, many because of rough seas and unsafe vessels.
During this time, the government doesn't allow them to go for night fishing because it's going to be a risk. When there is a wind during the night and you are inside the water, it's also a risk. Because last year, we have a lot of accidents here.
Fishermen have known for centuries that their fate depends on nature. And it is for this reason that they symbolize man's constant struggle to dominate the elements. Fish is usually abundant during the rainy season, but the catch is slow because of the weather, a situation that leads to frustration among professional fishermen.
Well, obviously, because of
on a night when it rains, few boats take the risk of going out, with strong winds and thunderstorms serving as a barrier to catching fish. The end result is a poor catch. Today, for example, There is less fish because it rained last night.
Fishing is always in the hands of God.